Right. So today we are diving into Youngsville, Louisiana.
Ooh.
Buckle up,
Okay.
because it is the city council meeting of October 10th.
All right.
Now,
Let's go.
I know,
Let's do it.
I know what you might be thinking.
Okay.
Local government on a Saturday.
Yeah.
But trust me, on this meeting transcript
Okay.
has some real gems,
All right.
and it really highlights
Right.
how, these little decisions can have these big impacts no matter where you live.
Absolutely. These meetings are like these little windows into
Yeah.
the heart of a community.
Right.
We see the priorities, we see the challenges,
Yeah.
and how those tax dollars are actually being put to use.
Okay, so let's set the scene here.
Okay.
We're in Youngsville, Louisiana,
All right.
the sports complex,
Okay.
buzz
Okay.
soccer games,
Yeah.
a horse arena,
Wow.
even a Rotary Club festival going on.
Okay.
But there's this one little problem,
Oh, no.
casting a shadow
Okay.
over these festivities. A bridge
Oh.
in dire need of repair.
Oh.
Sounds simple enough, right? Just,
Call somebody up.
call a contractor, get it fixed,
You would think.
done.
You would think so, wouldn't you? But this bridge repair
Oh.
is like the perfect example of how
Yeah.
those initial estimates
Yeah,
can tell a very different story
totally.
than that final bill.
Oh, yeah, because, of course, the cost went way up.
Of course.
Originally budgeted at $60,000,
Okay.
it ballooned to an extra $126,000.
Wow. What happened?
Yeah, did they find like a
Did they unearth?
treasure chest under there?
Yeah, like a hidden treasure chest that needs excavating?
Right, exactly.
Right.
No, not quite.
Okay.
It turns out that initial assessment
Oh.
missed a pretty crucial detail:
Okay.
erosion.
Okay.
The bridge needed a whole lot more support
Oh, wow.
than they thought,
Okay.
which meant installing a bulkhead. And so this, my friend,
Yeah.
this is a classic case
Yeah.
of why.
Infrastructure projects
Yeah.
can be these budget busters. Like,
Yeah.
you have to do that deeper dive, you know what I mean?
Right.
To reveal the much bigger problem.
Yeah. And that's something that a lot of cities are dealing with, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Aging infrastructure,
Yeah.
unexpected costs.
Big time.
It's like a nationwide headache.
It is a nationwide headache.
Yeah.
It's not just potholes, right?
Right.
It's this underlying
Yeah.
crumbling foundation in a lot of cases.
Yeah. And so it's like,
Yeah.
this Youngsville Bridge is just this one small example
Right.
of a much bigger issue.
Exactly.
And it just shows why, those early assessments,
Yes.
those due diligence phases
Up front.
are absolutely crucial.
Yeah. Get in there and really figure out what's going on
Yeah.
before you even start talking about budgets.
Right.
You gotta know what you're dealing with.
All right, lesson learned.
Yes.
Never judge a bridge by its initial estimate.
No.
But hold on, because this meeting had
Sure.
more
Oh.
budgetary drama
Oh, no.
in store for us.
Oh, boy.
Remember roundabouts?
Yes. Always a crowd pleaser.
They're back.
Okay.
And this time they're not messing around
Oh, they're serious this time.
at all.
Yeah.
Uh,
Lay it on me.
the Giant Road,
Okay.
Shyman,
Okay.
and Metry Parkway roundabout
Okay. Got it.
sparked quite
I bet it did.
the discussion
Yeah.
about long-term solutions versus quick fixes.
Right. Because you can patch it up.
Right.
You can put a Band-Aid on it.
Right.
But is that really solving the problem?
Right.
Or are you just kicking the can down the road?
Exactly.
And then it becomes a bigger issue later on.
Right, because initially it seemed like a pretty straightforward
That-
project.
Yeah.
Like some patching and overlay, boom, done.
Exactly.
Yeah. But then things took a turn
Oh.
for the
For the more complicated.
surprising complex.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they decided to...
Yeah, they ended up considering
Okay.
a full-blown rebuild.
Whoa.
New base, new asphalt,
A whole shebang.
the whole shebang.
Wow.
And not just any asphalt.
Oh, no.
This is where it gets really interesting.
Okay, I like where this is going.
They were talking about this fiber-reinforced asphalt,
Oh.
which sounds incredibly hardcore.
Yeah?
Like, is this stuff bulletproof?
Right.
Like, what even is that?
So it's not quite bulletproof,
Okay.
but it is designed for serious durability.
Okay.
Think of it as asphalt with a backbone.
Okay.
Like, it's more resistant to wear and tear,
Okay.
especially under heavy traffic.
Okay.
And it addresses a very common complaint about roundabouts,
What's that?
that pushing sensation
Oh.
that some drivers feel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard about that.
You know when you're going around and you kind of get that, like your car's kind of like,
Oh, like it's pushing?
yeah, like it's kind of like resisting the turn a little bit.
Interesting.
This is supposed to address that. Makes it a much smoother ride.
Okay, so not only are we getting a heavy-duty roundabout,
Yes.
but it turns out this fancy asphalt is also more expensive.
Well, yeah, I mean, you get what you pay for, right?
Right, so we're talking like a $198,000 price tag,
Okay.
and our listeners are sharp.
I bet they are.
So I'm guessing they're wondering the same thing I am.
Okay.
Where's all this money coming from?
Right. Where's the money? Yeah, you got to follow the money trail, right?
Always.
Got to see where it's coming from and where it's going.
Right, exactly. And this is where
Yeah.
that transparency we talked about earlier
Absolutely.
really comes in.
Yes. This is key right here.
Because
Yeah.
the roundabout funding was to come from
Okay.
a sales tax bond,
Okay.
specifically allocated
All right.
for these kinds of road projects
Makes sense.
over several years.
Okay.
So it's not like
It's not like they're just like,
they're dipping into like the park maintenance budget
Right.
to pay for super pavement.
right.
Like
Exactly. It's This is earmarked for
Yeah.
this specific purpose.
Yes.
And that's something you can actually see
Right.
in these meeting transcripts. You can actually track.
Wow. So it's like a
Yeah, you can go in there and be like,
public finance treasure map.
yeah, exactly. You can follow that money.
Who knew local government could be so thrilling?
Right. It's like a detective novel sometimes.
Right.
You're following the clues and figuring out where everything's going.
I'm ready to put on my detective hat.
There you go.
But, speaking of treasure,
Okay.
this meeting wasn't all budget crunching
Okay.
and asphalt analysis.
No.
There was a really heartwarming
Oh, good.
moment, too,
Okay.
with the grand opening of the Lions Club's inclusive playground
Excellent.
at the sports complex.
That's fantastic. I love to hear that because
I know, right?
it's not always about like, the
Right.
dollars and cents. Sometimes it's about,
It's about the community.
the people, right?
Yeah, and this is a perfect example of what I love about these local meetings.
Me too.
Because, yes, we're talking about
Yeah,
budgets and infrastructure,
of course.
but we also see
Yeah.
a community
Coming together.
coming together.
Absolutely. And this playground, right?
Yes.
This wouldn't exist without private funding
yeah.
and volunteers who dedicated countless hours
Countless hours.
to its creation.
That's amazing.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's a good reminder
It is.
that even amidst,
Yeah.
the nitty-gritty
The weeds.
of local politics,
Yes.
there's still room for heart.
Absolutely. There's always room for heart. And
Yes,
and we need to be reminded of that,
we do,
especially in these times.
especially in these times. Yes, and
Yeah.
speaking of local politics,
Oh boy.
we can't forget
Okay.
that Chief of Police,
Yes.
Ricky Boudreau's
Right?
report had a little extra something to it.
I bet it did.
This being
last.
his last meeting before the election.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, election season.
Right.
Yeah. So he probably, slipped in a little bit.
There was definitely a bit of campaigning.
Woven into that report.
Right. He highlighted his accomplishments.
Of course.
Talked about his vision for the future.
Toot your own horn.
He was a subtle reminder.
Subtle to the
Community of his track record.
Gotta be subtle. Can't be over the
Yeah.
top.
It makes you wonder
Right.
how often local elections hinge on things like
I know. It's fascinating, isn't it?
a well-timed speech
Yeah.
at a city council meeting.
Sometimes it's those little things,
Yeah.
those little moments
Right.
that can really sway people.
All about the drama.
It is. It's all about the drama. It's all about
Intrigue.
the narrative,
Right.
the story you tell,
Wow.
and how you connect with people.
That on that personal level.
But even beyond those big ticket items,
Okay.
like the bridge,
Yeah.
the roundabout,
The Chiefs.
and the chief's impending re-election bid,
Right. All the big stuff.
I was amazed
Really?
by some of the smaller details
Okay.
tucked away
Yeah.
in the meeting announcements.
Oh, interesting.
Things that might seem insignificant at
Yeah.
first glance,
Yeah.
but actually
Yeah.
tell a powerful story
All right. Like this.
about the community,
Okay.
right? Because those announcements are often,
They're often just kind of glossed over.
right, they're just kind of like at
Maybe
the
they're
end,
important.
but they're like these little
They're little snapshots
of everyday life in this town.
of everyday life of the community.
Little victories, milestones,
Yeah.
the things that make a place unique.
Exactly.
So what did they highlight?
Did you know
What's going on?
a Youngsville teacher won a National Teaching Award,
Wow.
the Milken Award?
That's huge.
That's a huge honor.
That is a big deal.
That is a very big
Yeah,
deal.
that's not something to gloss over.
Right.
That's a big deal.
That speaks volumes.
Absolutely.
But the quality of education in the community.
Right, and it shows that they're recognizing
Right.
And they're celebrating
Celebrating.
their educators.
Yeah.
Which is so important.
That's so important.
Especially these days.
And then you have things like
Okay, what else?
the upcoming VFW Chili Cook-Off.
Oh, chili cook-off.
Don't even get me started
I'm there.
on the Chili Cook-Off.
Sign me up.
I'm already planning my tax strategy.
You gotta have a strategy.
Oh, I do.
You can't just go in there willy-nilly.
No, you can't just go in there willy-nilly. You
You
gotta
gotta pace yourself.
have the plan.
Try all the different chilies.
You've got to be hydrated.
Stay hydrated. That's key.
But
But yeah, it's those kinds of events that really foster that sense of community. Right. That shared identity.
Yes.
We're all in this together.
exactly.
We're here for the chili.
We're here for the chili, and then there are,
Less glamorous.
but equally important announcements.
Yes. Tell me more.
Like the city clerk
Okay.
earning a special certification.
Oh, wow. Fantastic.
Right. And it's easy to forget
Right.
about the people working behind the scenes,
The unsung heroes.
keeping everything running smoothly.
Absolutely, because things don't just happen magically.
Right.
There are people
Right.
working diligently
Making sure
behind the scenes.
that all the T's are crossed,
Exactly.
all the I's are dotted.
Making sure all the forms are filled out correctly.
Right.
All the deadlines are met.
Yes.
All the regulations are followed.
Right. And those dedicated individuals
They are the backbone
are essential.
of a well-functioning city. They are the ones that keep the wheels turning.
Right. Those everyday efforts
Yeah.
of people who are dedicated to me.
It's a thankless job a lot of times.
It is.
But they do it because they care
They do.
about their community.
And it strikes me
Yeah.
that this meeting, with all its twists and turns, really captures
It does.
that essence of local government
It really does.
in action.
You see-
We see those big picture infrastructure
Yeah.
issues,
Yeah.
the budget debates,
Of course.
a little
Election year.
political maneuvering going on,
And also those
Yeah.
heartwarming moments
the little
that remind you
those human touches.
why people choose to put down roots in a place like Youngsville.
Absolutely. Because at the end of the day,
Right.
it's about people.
It is.
It's about community.
And it's about
And that's what makes it so,
that connection.
yeah, that connection and,
Yeah.
and that shared experience.
Yes.
And that's,
It's your purpose.
yeah, the shared purpose. And that's,
It's about the journey. And it's messy. Right. It's messy and it's complicated. It's not always pretty. No. But it's real. But it's real. Right. And that's what makes it so fascinating.
And for our listeners out there
Yeah.
who might be thinking,
Okay.
okay, this was fun,
Yeah.
but what's the takeaway for me? What's the takeaway?
What's the one thing? What can I do?
you hope they'll remember
Yeah.
from our deep dive
From this deep dive.
into this Youngsville City Council meeting. Get involved.
Get involved.
That's it. Attend a city council meeting.
Okay.
Read the local news.
Right.
Get to know
Yeah.
the issues that are affecting your
Yes.
community
Yeah.
because it's your community.
It is.
You have a voice.
We do.
You have a stake in it.
We do.
So get in there
So well said.
and make your voice heard.
Because, as we learned today,
Yeah.
even a seemingly mundane meeting
Uh-huh.
about bridge repairs
Right.
and roundabout renovations, roundabouts, yes.
can reveal
It's a microcosm of the bigger picture.
more about a community
Absolutely.
than you might expect.
Than you might think.
Right. It's exciting.
It is.
It can be heartwarming.
It can be.
And yes,
And you know what?
even a little bit funny
Sometimes it's funny.
at times.
Sometimes it's frustrating.
Right.
But it's always interesting.
It's real life.
It's real life.
Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
My pleasure.
Until next time, stay curious.